Hey everybody, welcome to today's NorthXshow Quickie. It's a new week. Hopefully you all survived Thanksgiving. I know I barely did since the flu decided to invade my home. So my 4 days off were kind of not what I thought they were going to be. But hey, this is a new week, and so far the week's starting off pretty good. I want to talk today a little bit about the Fiscal Cliff. We can't avoid that term. It's been everywhere on the news. If you're pretty much watching anything, you're hearing about the Fiscal Cliff. Well, what is it? I'm sure most of you out there who listen to this quickie that I do probably already know what it is. But for those who may not, I'll try and sum it up in a nutshell. It's a point in time at which our government stops funding or basically providing some of the services that it provides, like Social Security, Medicare, wages to government employees, stuff like that. And part of this involves the Bush tax cuts, which are currently in place, which will expire on the 1st of January. And there's basically a deal put in place that Congress put in place that will let the tax rates go back to what they were, and will also cause some spending cuts to take place. Now, I don't even know if the Fiscal Cliff is a bad thing. I mean, basically, from what I read about it, it may not be such a bad thing for this country to go off the proverbial fiscal cliff. Hey, let's let the taxes go up. Isn't that what the election was about anyway, right? I mean, hey, the side that was for higher taxes won, so let's let the taxes go up. And then, of course, the spending cuts kick in, which is, obviously not what the Democrats want. So, hey, let's let it all happen. But neither side, looks to me like if the Fiscal Cliff happens, neither side's going to get what they want, but maybe we will. Maybe average Joe will finally get what they deserve, which is a more efficiently running government. Okay, but that's obviously not going to happen, so we'll put that off to the side for a second. In this whole argument between both sides, Republicans and Democrats, over the Fiscal Cliff, taxes are one of the biggest things that keeps coming up. And lately I'm hearing a lot about how my side, supposedly my side, the Republicans, are feeling like they're going to have to cave in a little bit on their pledges to not allow taxes to be raised. Okay, so what does that mean exactly? What does that mean? Taxes. I really wonder sometimes if people even understand what taxes are. Do most of you understand that government does not make money? Government takes money. The government doesn't make any money. The government, there may be a few things that the government does that generate some revenue, but for the most part, the government takes money. How does the government run? It runs on our money, the money that we make each and every day, all of us, every one of us. Even if you get, we hear this all the time, 47% of people don't even pay taxes. Okay, you're right, we don't, but you know what? Everybody has taxes taken out of their check. Anybody that works has withholding tax. So that money goes somewhere. Basically, we're borrowing it to the government. Do we get it back in a tax refund? Sure you do. Okay, fine. But at the same time, that money's going somewhere. Somebody gets it and runs on it. Businesses run on borrowed money from all kinds of sources all the time, and that's what our government does. It's the same thing. They're taking our money and they're using it and then giving it back to some of us. To some of us, maybe not so much back. It all depends on how much you make. Now that brings me to this point, which is the rich, and that's what this argument is all about as far as the Fiscal Cliff goes, which is. Do some of the more wealthy in the country, which is what the Democrats want, and President Obama as well. This whole election was all about this. Some of the rich are going to have to pay a little more to, cover the shortcomings that our government has, which is huge, by the way. But that's how some in government think that we're going to fix this problem, is by having the rich people pay to make up for this deficit, or basically avoid the Fiscal Cliff. Now, this is where I start to wonder if people really understand what's going on. We heard a lot this last election about the war on women. I think the Democrats used that argument pretty well to their advantage to, in my opinion, scare a lot of women into voting for Democrats, basically because they're afraid of all their female rights being taken away. All right, that's fine. But really, I think what happened in this last election wasn't so much a war on women. I think it was a war on the wealthy. And I think if anybody has an ounce of honesty, no matter which side of the political spectrum you're on, that's really what there's a war against those people, the people who have a lot of money. Because that's what it was constantly when you heard the debates, Romney and Obama, constantly arguing. And it was always, what did it always come down to? Who's going to pay? And it was always the wealthy. The wealthy have had a target on them for quite a long time as the source for fixing the problem. Well, I happen to know that that's not going to fix the problem. Some of you out there may think it will. Some of you out there, I know for a fact, are very much against the tax breaks for the wealthy. Now, I heard that this week Reid made a statement. I'm lost here. Senator Harry Reid from Nevada made a statement that he's done giving handouts to the wealthy. And what that means is done with giving tax breaks to the wealthy. Okay, now let's break that down for a minute, and I want to know if some of you out there actually know what that means. Because it sounds really good. I mean, hey, these rich people, I'm tired of, we're tired of the rich getting all the breaks. So what does that mean? If a rich person, somebody making, as defined by, not by me, as defined by President Obama, $250,000 a year. Okay, so you're rich if you're making that. So what does that mean? If you're not going to give the wealthy a break anymore, what does that mean? It means not giving them a tax break. They shouldn't have it. They get all the breaks. Well, do you understand that what that means is you're not going to let them keep the money that they earned, as much of the money that they earned anymore? That's what that comes down to. It comes down to, it's not giving money. No one's giving any money to anybody. The government is not taking their money, which they don't have, as I said before. They're not taking their own money and giving it to rich people to make them richer. And I think some people actually think that that's what's happening. I really do. But that's not what it means. What it means is the rich people are not going to be allowed to keep as much of their money as they used to. That's what's going to happen when these so-called Bush tax cuts expire and the fiscal cliff happens. And that's what this is all about. It's about some people not being able to keep as much money as they used to. So that's what brings me to the question today. Do you understand that? And I know a lot of you out there do. And if you do understand that, do you agree with it? If you're on that side of the political aisle, and I want to know how you justify that. How does that come up straight in your mind to go, yeah, why should they? Why should they be able to keep their money? Now, I understand. We don't have to go too far to get to the point where we understand that we all have to, taxes are necessary. I'm not trying to sit here and say there should be no taxes in the United States. Obviously, you cannot run a country without generating revenue through taxes. I understand that. I'm not a dummy. But at the same time, I'm focusing more here on philosophy, ideology, and concepts, because I think that's where a lot of this shit gets lost in politics. I think people don't understand the real meaning behind stuff. They hear the sound bites on the news, and it all sounds real good, but is it really what you think it is? Can you really still stand behind the fact that that's a good policy? Now, with this fiscal cliff, the Congressional Budget Office has said that when the taxes go up on all these different people, including you and me, you think it's not going to be you and me because I don't make $250. It will, trust me, it will, because the bulk of the money is with us. There's not enough rich people in this country to run the government for more than a day or two. You can look that up, Google it if you don't believe me. The money is with us. We're the ones who run the government based on our money, because there's a lot more people, average people, that pay taxes than just the rich people. But at the same time, do you think that's a good policy? Do you think that's the way this should be done? Do you think that's going to be the answer to this? I want to know. NorthXshow@gmail.com. All right, there you go. Today's NorthXshow Quickie. Thanks for listening.